We start with a News 8 exclusive. We recently got a hold of a report the City of Rochester ordered to look into the Rochester Fire Department, its diversity picture, and overall culture.
Now, that report is still in its draft form and has not been released to the public, but News 8 obtained it from an anonymous source. Well, I told the city about it. They responded. I read over everything. Here's what we learned. I asked Rochester Fire Chief Stefano Napolitano a question during his first news conference. That question was about Jared Jones, the firefighter who claimed a colleague took him to a racist party, and whether the incident was part of a larger problem in the department.
I disagree that there is a sustained culture of that in this department.
Napolitano also claimed RFD was one of the most diverse fire departments around. Around that time, a consulting group called All Things Diverse, having been hired by the City of Rochester to do so, was wrapping up a draft report that looked into the department's culture and diversity. In October, Councilmember Willie Lightfoot brought up the chief's comments and asked Mayor Evans' administration to release that report.
I would just like to see the supporting data that supports that, please.
The consultants used focus groups and a survey to solicit opinions from firefighters. One person suggested RFD can stop tolerating discrimination that happens almost daily, while another urged the department to keep doing what you're doing. In their conclusion, the consultants said, quote, "The culture of the stations must be addressed as it appeared very toxic to us as we engaged with firefighters," unquote. As for diversity, they said RFD lacks racial, ethnic, and sex diversity. Indeed, when stacked up against comparable fire departments, RFD fell short in sex diversity. But with racial and ethnic diversity, RFD, with 32% of the workforce being non-white, beat out those same departments and other large fire departments across New York State. Here's the chief from that news conference.
That's not good enough for me. Diversity is a paramount because it needs to we need to reflect the community that we serve. And my answer to diversity is to start off by access.
When News 8 asked the city and RFD for a response, it was the city that sent us a statement saying the draft report is only part of a comprehensive diversity, equity, and inclusion effort within RFD, adding, quote, "The organizational audit sets the stage for additional work that will be conducted to improve DEI in the department." Now, the report also came with recommendations like hiring a full-time recruiter and more training for human resources, along with station renovations to ensure female firefighters have a separate space to change and shower. We asked those behind the report for comment, but they declined. One last note here, despite disagreement over several issues, a vast majority of those who were surveyed agreed with the statement that their coworkers are extremely understanding, or somewhat understanding. We also have more of the report's findings, including the full statement from the City of Rochester, in this article at rochesterfirst.com.